Good afternoon. You're tuning into O&M Live Netball, kindly brought to you by McRae Motors. I'm Ree Harris. We bring to you what should be a fierce round 6 contest. Both ladder leaders, both undefeated. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints at home to the Yarrawonga Pigeons. As always, in commentary today, Tamara Matthews. It's going to be a perler.
Oh, Ree, I'm looking forward to this. We've got an absolutely stunning day up here at Myrtleford, and as you said, the 2 top teams, and what more could you ask for?
Oh, just, I'm glad the rain's stayed away. Sun's out, guns out. But before we get into it, we'd like to begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we broadcast from, the Yorta Yorta people, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extend this respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders peoples that are here today and tuning into this stream at any moment. It's round 6 and we're having the discussion in the car. It's the first time that the broadcast has been at the McNamara Reserve and we couldn't have scripted it better. Both ladder leaders, both undefeated.
Yeah, look, it is. We didn't get up to Myrtleford last year, although we certainly did some Myrtleford games. And we've seen Myrtleford this year against Albury and they were impressive then. Really interesting. Obviously, Myrtleford are a new look side, and we've got a few ex-teammates up against each other in Liv Sinclair, Liv Lespina now, Soph Hanrahan, and of course Em Larissy in the Yarrawonga colours. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to see what these girls bring against each other as well.
And the beautiful dresses that the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, a little bit different. There's a little bit of blue on today's for mental health awareness. So a great incentive for their club to just make some more awareness for what can be such a crippling disease for some. We'll just go over the round 5 results. Last week we went down to the JC Lowe Oval at Yarrawonga, and Yarrawonga snuck home a 58-54 victors over the Panthers, but we were talking that the Panthers just kind of chipped away and we didn't realise how close they were getting after the Pigeons made a real blistering start, a 19-9 first quarter.
Yeah, they did. Look, Yarrawonga, I guess they never felt like they were in danger, but it wasn't until sort of late in that last quarter you looked up and realised that there really wasn't a lot in the margin. And credit to Lavington, they, as you said, they just chipped away. And I think that change in the last quarter when they brought Liv Sansom back on, and we commented that she's just really steady. She has a great combination with Christina Gucci. I think they play really well together and she's very settled, and she just went about getting the job done, and I think they should take a lot out of that.
And that last quarter they posted 20 to Yarra's 13, so credit to them. Goals for the day, Maddie Allen 37 and Sarah Moore for the Pigeons with 21. Christina Gucci 49 on her own with Liv Sansom with 3 and Brooke Wilson 2. So it'll be interesting how they take that real last quarter into today's game against North Albury. In the other games, Wangaratta Magpies defeated Albury 47-24. Looked promising with the quarter time score of 11-6, and then Wang went to another gear in the second and posted 15 goals to 3, which I know Sky Hillier will be really disappointed with the Tigers. 3 goals isn't anything that any team wants to post, but she obviously said the right things. Touch half, and it didn't blow out as much as it probably could have.
No, look, absolutely, and they were always going to be up against it when they were missing some key players. But, you know, you have to look at the positives, and the positives were that they were able to give some youngsters an opportunity and debut a couple of players out of their 17s. Alira McCowan had an opportunity to make her A-grade debut. Alice Carroll had another opportunity in A-grade, so she's had a bit of court time now, so that's holding her in really good stead. Lani Wall played, Claudia Hocking, I think, played up as well, and Rosie McCormick had an opportunity as well as Kajana McCowan. So some really great youngsters getting an opportunity on an A-grade court, and I think when you're looking at what are the positives out of that game, that has to be it.
And the other game that surprised us, we kind of stepped away from the scores a little bit, but Wodonga Raiders snuck in with a 48-45 goal win against North Albury. The quarter time score was in favour of the Raiders, 16-7, leading by 12 at half time. And it was obviously a game of 2 halves because North Albury, the Hoppers, I don't know what M. Brown said to them, but they just kept coming home with a wet sail.
They certainly did, and we talked about, you know, these 2 teams are fighting it out really for that 5th spot, I think, or 4th and 5th spot. And from all reports, I think it was what M. Brown did as much as what she said. She swung herself to goal defence in that last quarter, and talking to Jodie House, that really turned the game. She had a huge impact in that position, really unsettled a lot of the players in the Wodonga Raiders, I guess, mid-court and attacking end, and really had them second-guessing where she she was going to be and where to put the ball, and turned over a lot of ball. And credit to Em, you know, I mean, they're fantastic that they have the capacity to do that, but obviously left their run a little bit late. And look, you know, Raiders obviously got the win, have to be happy with that, and then they will have to go away and learn from that opportunity.
And for both teams, interesting, a fairly even spread for their goals. Taylor Donlan in goal shooter 34 and Em Stewart supporting her in goal attack with 14. And then for the North Albury, Hoppers, Lily Kelly with 29 and Sophia Cole-Hagan. So fairly even spread against some of what the shooting stats of other teams are. But again, 34 goals for Taylor Donlan. She's posting some incredible numbers at the moment. Yeah,
she certainly is, and she would be attracting a lot of attention. So she's standing up against, you know, these really strong defenders, and yeah, it's great to see. And they will be taking a lot out of that, and I think she would be getting a lot of confidence from having a player like Em Stewart in front of her as well. And the last game, Myrtleford defeating the Wodonga Bulldogs 65-27, a scoreline that we probably predicted, but Bulldogs, they started really well, staying within reach at quarter time, 14-8. But again, Myrtleford just took it to another gear, posting a 21-5 second quarter and a 16-4 third quarter. What I thought, it was great to see that Sage Bros is back on the court for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. She's had the finger injury, a broken finger, I believe. So it's great to see her back in there. And I also like to see that the newcomer in Ruby Martin for the Bulldogs, it looked like she got a little bit more court time, judging on the scores that she put up. And Rebecca Piazza, again, she's not letting anyone take that goal shooter position. 43 goals from her alone for the Saints. She's put up some big numbers the last few weeks, so she'll be certainly one to watch out for today. From what I can gather, Wodonga were forced to put Lisa French through to defence. Leah Matthey's still unavailable, so that allowed Ruby Martin to have a little bit more court time, and Wodonga were forced to make that change. And I think when you have someone like a Sophie Hanrahan up against your shooters, that's the sort of thing that these defenders will make you do. And that would have been a really great contest, actually, to see someone like Ruby Martin against Sophie. Height-wise, there wouldn't be much in it, I don't think. So it would have been a rude shock for Ruby as well, a bit of a welcome to the competition, I'm sure. But look, a big scoreline for Myrtleford, and Bulldogs, you know, certainly would have had a long day out. And a little bit of news coming out of the Ovens and Murray this week. The April Rising Star was named, Molly Murray for the Wangaratta Rovers. Great to see. 2022, she won the 17 and under Rovers BNF. She had a growth spurt late last year and now is the tallest in the squad. And playing wing defence, best on ground versus Lavington and Myrtleford. Coach Gracie Reid says it's exciting to see how much more she grows this season as a player and in the future. She's most definitely one to watch in the coming seasons for the Rovers. Fantastic. Yeah, really exciting that they've got a few of these young players coming through from their 17s. She's not the only one in their A-grade team that's come through, and I certainly saw her against Wangaratta, and she was really impressive against them early in the season. And you know, I think it's great that they've got the courage and the confidence in these young girls just to put them on that A-grade court and give them that exposure. They've got some experienced players around them, and hopefully that holds them in good stead as the season progresses. And as well, the grand final for the next 3 years has been locked into the Lavington Sports Ground, something that I don't think many people will be too surprised by given the facilities there. Hopefully in the coming weeks, that second court up at Lavington will be closer, getting closer and closer to completion. So there's just so much scope there for a grand final. Yeah, look, they've resealed that top court, so that will be where the grand final is played this year. That second court, which is halfway up the hill, it's under development. It won't be ready to go for grand final, but it will be at least concreted and will be an area that will be able to be used as a warm-up and a players area. So there'll be more space there, and then obviously over the next 12 months that will be finally redeveloped and made into a second court. Obviously they have that second court in the velodrome, so there is warm-up areas there, and we saw the tiered seating come in last year and just the extra spectator area that provided, so that was fantastic. But nice to be able to lock in for 3 years and to know long-term, you know, where that is going to be. Yeah, and on the eve of Mother's Day, we'd just like to send a few shout-outs. First of all, to Shay Crimmins of the Wang Magpies, a little boy Clancy, born in April, so gone from A-grade to A-grade mum. To Laura Irvine, who we can see coaching the A-grade here at the Pigeons, had a little boy Toby last week, and also Liv Lovell had a little boy Archie. She played A-grade for the Yarrawonga Pigeons last year, and we're sending a lot of love out to them as he's still spending a little bit of time in the NICU, just getting stronger and stronger. Yes, absolutely. Congratulations to those ladies. I mean, it's anyone who's had a bub and then had to juggle netball knows that, it's a tough gig, and just having a baby alone is a tough gig. Let's be honest. And it just gets tougher. I hate to tell you people.
But on to today's team cards. We'll start with the home team in the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, coached by co-coaches Liv Lespina and Tina Way. They will start very similar to what we have seen before. Rebecca Piazza in goal shooter, Sally Botter in goal attack, wing attack Liv Lespina, Sage Bros in centre, Georgia Ryan in wing defence, goal defence Tina Way, and Sophie Hanrahan in goalkeeper, with Evie Hughes on the interchange bench. And again, a beautiful article written about Evie Hughes during the week, and she was someone that when we last broadcast Myrtleford that really caught my eye out on court. Yeah, it was.
It was a beautiful article, and really nice to see her getting some recognition. And look, today will be a wonderful opportunity for her to set herself against, again, some of the best mid-quarters in the competition in Laura Davis, Tilly Kennedy and Laura Ryan. And to be able to sit back and watch how her teammates set up and play against them, and then when she gets the opportunity to see what she needs to do against some of these players.
Absolutely, and I think someone that's probably a quiet achiever is Sally Botter. We gave her our best on ground last time. She just quietly went about her work, feeding the ball to Piazza when needed, but when Beck wasn't on, she really stood up and took some of those mid-range to long-range goals. So I think she's someone that the Pigeons can't underestimate out on court.
No, they're not going to be able to, and we know the damage Beck Piazza can do, so they run the risk of, if they try and double team Beck, then obviously we've seen the work rate that Sally will do out in front. So, they were forced, I guess, with that last week where teams want to double team Christine, but you can't afford to leave that goal attack. So we saw the way that Hannah and Kylie are able to manage that, and I think they will work that out again today.
And to the Yarrawonga Pigeons, coached by Laura Irvine, starting exactly the same as how they started last week. Maddie Allen in goal shooter, Sarah Moore in goal attack, wing attack Tilly Kennedy, Laura Davis in centre, Laura Ryan in wing defence, goal defence Kylie Leslie, and Hannah Symes in goalkeeper, with Emily Larissy, Kalisha Pell and Georgie Hempful on the bench. Not surprised to see this starting lineup. I think the shooting combination of Maddie Allen back and Sarah Moore out in goal attack is really effective for the Pigeons at this time.
I would agree, and I think we've seen how athletic Maddie Allen can be. She's not a stationary goal shooter. She can put on a wonderful hold. She protects that space really well, but she then can leave the circle and provide a lot of drive when she needs to. And Sarah Moore does a lot of work outside in setting up the play, bringing Tilly Kennedy into it and directing that play onto the circle. I'm hoping Maddie Allen has gone with the heavy-duty hair tie this week. I know she copped a little bit of flack last week for that mid-quarter hairstyle change, and I think she was mortified that she got caught off guard. She's got the bun in. I'm not sure she's going to get caught out today.
I was chatting to her about it during the week, and she was already upset about the hair tie. But something else really interesting to note, both wing defences for both teams, sisters. First time they will have come up against each other in the competition, and we did comment when we've seen them both play that there is a lot of similarities about them, both in looks and how they play that wing defence position. So it will be a battle of the sisters as well, and I'm sure come through that set of third there will be no love lost at times.
It is, and I'm seeing the way they both play. I'm probably glad they're not playing on each other, because I don't know if that either sister will be backing down. But yeah, it will be great to see. They'll both be wanting to prove a point. I'm sure they're both desperate to get the win, and get one up on the a thing to watch out there today. But I guess for me, I think is going to be where it's going to be most interesting. I think we know that it's going to be a defensive game. We know what Hannah Symes and Kylie Leslie can bring. We know what Sophie Hanrahan and Tina Way can bring. I think it's going to be a bit like the game against Wangaratta the other week, where it can potentially be very defensive. Mid-court, I think, is where it is going to be won and lost. Laura Davis is on fire. We saw her performance last week. She was outstanding. Tilly Kennedy had a great game last week as well, and we saw the way Yarrawonga moved it off the transverse line from their centre pass, how quick they did that. Myrtleford are going to have to be very on the ball to stop that quick transition into goals if they want to stop Yarra scoring quickly early. So I think it'll be really interesting to see the mid-court battles.
Yeah, me too. My prediction, is Yarrawonga. I'm sitting on the fence again. I'm going to take Yarra, but I think it's going to be a 2-goal margin.
Yeah, I'm going to say Yarra by a goal. I think it's going to be very tight, and I think they'll just get over the line as well.
Well, if you've just joined us, we're at the McNamara Reserve. Both ladder leaders here in this round 6 clash, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints taking on the Yarrawonga Pigeons. The Pigeons with the first centre pass, our first quarter. Thank you to Cavalier Homes.
Sarah Sanini, Sarah Moore, and Tina Way haven't drawn a breath either. They're out there chatting to each other before the first whistle.
Old friends, and Sarah Moore. Great change of pace there and change of direction to nail the first game for the Pigeons as Soph Henry struggling to retrieve the ball out of the net. Sage Bros, her first centre pass for the Saints, goes to wing attack in Lespina. Symes is out.
And great direction by Lespina then. She saw Piazza home alone and directed that ball straight into her.
And the rebound in possession of the Pigeons. Transition ball goes to Ryan, to Davis, back to Ryan, into Allen for her first touch of the game. And Georgia Ryan equally as tenacious at the other end, just getting a tip on the ball and an offside call. Pigeons possession to Moore. Quick ball between Davis and Moore for Moore's second goal of this first quarter. So quick lead to the visitors, 2-2-0 on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
And there's that quick release from Moore. We've seen her do that quite a few times, just turn and release to Maddie Allen. It's probably not going to be on as often today against Soph Hanrahan, but she has a great ability to recognise when the defender's eyes are down, and she certainly tried on that occasion. Myrtleford have moved it quickly onto circle edge through Bros. She finds Botter in front. Great hold by Symes. Pops out, but Piazza with those beautiful long arms is able to rebound. Again, it pops out, and this time it's Symes who's able to pull it in. And Yarrawonga are moving this ball very quickly through their mid-court. Myrtleford are going to have to adjust in their defensive and try and get a stop. They have here, and they've just held up on the transverse, but Kennedy is able to find the ball on top of the circle. And she finds more. The fumble out, and Myrtleford were able to turn it over. So an opportunity to get it back here as they look to go long. She finds Lespina long. Great vision by Sage Bros.
Outlet pass from Bros to Lespina, and that's the second huge outlet pass we saw in the last transition from defence to attack. Soph Hanrahan looked for that really long outlet pass. They could see the Pigeons kind of pressing at the top, and there was a player left on their own, and the Pigeons quick to reply, 3 passes, and they're in their attacking circle. More the refeed to Kennedy, opts for the sneaky pass, looking like a shot to Allen, and Allen's shot bounces out. Soph Hanrahan ever reliable on that rebound, looking for the refeed to Tina Way. She's really close to that sideline, and the ball again moving really quickly and long. Lespina dropping into that pocket. Beck Piazza having to go the double play. Leslie and Symes really splitting the circle there, and Leslie with the hands over pressure, and Piazza with her first goal for the Saints. So we move to a 2-goal apiece game here. Oh, great hands from Laura Ryan, and great no whistle call there from the umpire as Liv Lespina was moving in, and Laura Ryan had her 3 feet set. Pity, though, the Pigeons have spilled it again, and the Saints have been so quick on the transition play. Sage Bros just really not missing anything, and Sally Botter just a little bit too deep on that baseline.
Just couldn't hold it. So here, Yarra again, both sides, as you said, looking to move it quickly out of defence, but that one a little bit too quick for Yarrawonga, and it's over the sideline. So Myrtleford get the opportunity to take a breath and reset here through Lespina on the sideline. She finds Botter coming out of the circle. They look to reset through Way on the line. Lespina working hard to get it to circle edge to Bros. Piazza calls for it, but she's got Leslie in front of her, and the feeders are not confident delivering over her hands, which is probably a wise move. So Piazza finds it under the post, and it pops out. So neither side are particularly accurate early, and that's probably the defensive pressure that they're being put under. Davis goes back to Symes.
And interesting here, you can see the Saints really putting on the centre court press. We saw it a couple of times at Albury Tigers, and it takes a long time to perfect, so we may see them drop into that at different points. And Tilly Kennedy, really strong take in front of Tina Way, just really cut that feed open, and the ball just out of reach of Tina Way. Sarah Moore with strong hands, and the 3rd goal for the Pigeons. So they take a 2-goal lead, 3-1 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
So Moore quickly off the line, finds Allen presenting front. She's not within distance. So Moore staying out and playing that feeder role at this stage and leaving Allen in the circle.
Interesting there that Tina Way took Allen with the height mismatch, and Soph Hanrahan was kind of the one looking to step up to Sarah Moore to shut her down. The Pigeons out by 3, 4 goals to 1 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. Nearly 5 minutes played, and I feel like I haven't really had a chance to breathe yet, let alone these players there. The intensity that this game started at, we hope to see continue for the full 60 minutes.
So Lespina to Bros. And a contact call on Davis. So Bros steps up to circle edge and Piazza presenting forward. She's going to have to do that, and she does it beautifully and puts it away for Myrtleford. So they move to 2, trailing Yarrawonga 4 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard as Davis draws an obstruction and gets another opportunity through the centre. So Leslie finds Davis. And the bounce pass from that mid-court, dangerous. Yeah, it was well watched, wasn't it? And Myrtleford move it very quickly to their attacking end. Little bit of a fumble, but they're able to pull it in again. But this time it is over the back line, and the umpire deems a Yarrawonga throw in.
The great contest, and Ryan's sisters both picking up a little bit of the scraps in those last couple of passages, and more. It opens up to Davis. There was so much space there to Allen. Clever for Tilly Kennedy just to hold on to it that second longer in that instance, knowing that Sophie Hanrahan's arms were definitely going to get in the way. She puts the high ball up. Didn't look like Allen was going to get there, and it's popped back to both mid-quarters, and Moore finally with the ball there. So another goal for the Pigeons, 5 goals to 2 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Great
clever look away
Lespina
there from Lespina.
Yeah.
Made it look like she was giving to that player on the wing, and it went straight into Piazza, who gets another shot after a contact call and makes Myrtleford's 3rd goal. Clever play from Liv Lespina in wing attack.
Yeah, fantastic vision, and I'm enjoying watching the connection between her and Sage Bros and Georgia Ryan. They really have a great understanding where each other are. And Sophie Hanrahan, classic Hanrahan, back into that back space to take a wonderful intercept, but unfortunately they're not able to take control on the outlet pass. So Yarrawonga with another opportunity.
The hands of a Ryan player again, just getting in the way, but well read from Sophie Hanrahan, and the Pigeons know they can't afford to do a cross-court large pass like that too many times. More opting for a close to the refeed, but to Laura Davis just inside their attacking third. It's on circle edge now, and that mismatch in height between Allen and Way leaves the space open on the baseline for Moore to come through for the pass. A little bit of a contact on the hand as she released the shot, so she'll get another go and makes good. So a 3-goal lead to the Pigeons, 6 goals to 3 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. Liv Lespina, wing attack receive, back to Bros, asking her players to come forward to her. And Botta presents a great triangle from Bros and Botta as Sally Botta puts up a goal, and it is good. So back to within 2, 6 goals, plays 4 on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Kennedy strong off the line, finds Moore on circle edge. Smart little bounce pass down to finds Allen. She's going to step in off balance, but penalty is called, so she'll get another opportunity at that. Makes no mistake. So they move to 7, leading Myrtleford 4 here, about halfway through, or not quite halfway through the first quarter.
And a great intercept by Hannah Symes. I was going to say the screen on the centre pass, then let Sally Botter all on her own to come into the goal third. But Hannah Symes, great read on that. And goalkeeper at the other end, Soph Hanrahan with the reply. So the Pigeons will want to slow down the play now, and not probably with a contact like that from Davis. But again, Symes getting the hand around the body of Piazza and Kennedy. And Ryan, a quick double play from them while their players reset as well. And you can hear Moore talking the reset, giving them each an extra second. And it opens up for Allen on the baseline. A great goal from the Pigeons, a great reply end to end. They take a 4-goal lead, 8 goals to 4 here with nearly 10 minutes played, just over 9 minutes played here.
So Leslie back to Ryan. They're waiting for something to present forward. Davis to Ryan.
Just been joined in commentary by Robbie McKinlay.
Some special comments.
Nothing.
So Moore with the penalty at the top of the circle, finds Kennedy. waiting for something to open up. But Tina Wade coming through, well read. And Myrtleford with the opportunity. They're just held up through Kylie Leslie's arms. Laspina finds some space and a great give and go. But Laura Davis, again, hands in the way.
Just that defensive pressure all over is forcing some of those fumbles that you can see the players want to get on with that quick release, but not quite gaining possession first, which is the defensive pressure of both teams causing those errors. More with the crafty bounce pass and the ball floating to the baseline. Alan, I think, taking a breath that she managed to reef that one in. More on the baseline. Clever. We'll call that a hit, not a pass. Tap to Maddie Allen, and she'll put up another beautiful goal. So 9 goals to 4 here at the McNamara Reserve. The biggest lead so far in this game. Hannah Symes, coming through, read that like a book, but there was just enough on it into the pocket for Bros, and the Pigeons have come up with the play from the rebound ball. So Kennedy, how quick the Pigeons were to reply. And what a pinpoint pass from Kennedy to Allen under the ring. And a great goal there, end to end from the Pigeons in 3 passes.
And that is dangerous stuff when they can make you start to pay that quickly, isn't it? As Davis to Moore, Kennedy draws 2. Leaves Allen in a one-on-one, which is always dangerous too. She has to reset to the line.
Again.
And Sophie Hanrahan, classic Hanrahan, comes through, and Myrtleford again, moving it quickly to circle edge. I'm liking when Piazza comes through. Yeah, so Piazza with that drive through the front is really looking dangerous, but Symes able to get her hands to it in that instance. And Yarrawonga back in their circle.
A long-range goal from Allen, slips out and away with the rebound, and Myrtleford just so quick as well. Symes too far away from Piazza. She came out looking, and Beck just stayed to that baseline. So a great reply from the Saints, trying to just get into this deficit a little bit. 10 goals to 5 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. About 3.5 minutes to play in this this first quarter, sorry. Laura Ryan in wing defence to Davis to Kennedy, hitting that circle really confidently is Tilly Kennedy today. And a great read from Hanrahan. Moore looking for the pass. Laspina out of the circle, and Piazza home alone with Symes with the hands over pressure. So another quick reply from the Saints, back within 4, 10 goals to 6 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
And I think this is the other thing too, that Sophie Hanrahan and Sarah Moore know each other's games very well. They're so familiar with each other too. So there'll be a lot of defenders who won't necessarily read those little passes that Sarah Moore does, but Sophie's probably one defender who will read those better than most, as she did in that last passage of play. And
Kylie Leslie coming through just with the arms, and a few mistakes happening in the way of the Pigeons just in the last minute or so. The defence effort has stepped up again. Laura Ryan and Sage Bros with a little battle there through the mid-court, the hands over pressure. Leslie dropping back there, calling for the cross-court. Bros really trying to find some space, but Laura Davis, great defensive effort coming through. Deemed too close, so the Saints will have the chance to take a breath and set up again. The ball goes cross-court to Bros just in front of us, and Sally Botter using that arc of the ring to get the front space, and a great goal from her. So back to 3, 10 goals, plays 7 here this first quarter, thanks to Cavalier Homes. Not long to go on the McRae Motors time clock. Laspina with the centre pass assist, and Botter deep to the pocket to Bros, calling for that ball again. Laspina off the circle, doesn't want to feed it. Piazza having to come top, looking for the double play, and then opts for the shot because the pass wasn't on, but it falls short. So Symes in goalkeeper, gives off to Leslie. The press is on again. You can see every Myrtleford player in space, but Moore found some space right on the sideline. And Allen using that sideways movement to get the ball on the baseline, and a quick reply from a great rebound for the Pigeons, back out to force 11, plays 7 here at the McNamara Reserve.
And Yarrawonga centre, so about a minute to go here. They'll be looking for a quick goal here as Moore draws a penalty outside the circle. Oh, no, the umpire's going to make them take it inside the circle. She steps in, pops out the back, so they'll be wanting to try and get this one back before the final hooter goes for this quarter. Hanrahan, Way with a lovely drive down the court.
And
But
Leslie shepherding past there, just managed to reef it in one to the other. Clever play from Davis to put the balk in first, get Sophie Hanrahan up out of the air before the ball went up. So Moore has the opportunity to increase this lead. 12 goals, plays 7 here on the 777 Automotive scoreboard. Not long to go. Myrtleford will be looking for a quick goal here to finish this first quarter. A contact call on the ball brings the centre pass back to Way to Lespina, very close to us, looking to this sideline. You can hear the players calling, get it in. Botter goes cross-court. Piazza with the front space. Symes trying to get a hand around a quick goal from
Piazza knowing not long to go. You could sense the urgency, but there's the hooter.
So at this first quarter break, the Pigeons leave 12 goals to 7. This is O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol?
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. Second quarter action at the McNamara Reserve is underway. The Pigeons getting us off with a quick goal to start, and looking on the court for both teams, neither team has made a positional change. Piazza with her first goal of this second quarter is good. A quick reply from the Saints. The score is 13 goals to 8 here in this second quarter, thanks to Cavalier Homes and on the McRae Motors scoreboard. 5-goal lead to the Pigeons. And what a great first quarter, which we predicted. Oh, well done from Maddie Allen to keep that in. Bump on the post, the contact first. Allen will get a go to make good here. They're just setting the penalty.
And just looking at some other games here, North Albury and Lavington, 13 goals apiece by the look of that game, and 10 goals apiece in the Wangaratta and Wodonga Raiders game. So a couple of crackers going on there. The Albury Rovers has 3-0 on the app, so something's going on there. I'm sure that's not the current
fantastic
score.
Rebound from Hannah Symes in goalkeeper, falling out of court and pretty much sideways to get that ball in. Tilly Kennedy and Laura Ryan quick with the transitional play. Great hands over pressure from 4 of the Saints defenders, but a little bit too close was Liv Lespina. Davis gives off to Moore. Davis telling the players to just move, create some space, and
we might get a touch here, Ray.
but not quite. Tilly Kennedy in wing attack. The offside call more to get us underway. Allen asking for that ball, knowing that there was the height mismatch and the front position, and clever for her to turn her body at the last second there. So
yeah, Moore was up high with Hanrahan, wasn't she? So it really gave Allen full use of the base of the circle there as Moore. Smart, quick little pass finds Davis. She recognises again the height mismatch. Allen on way and
just trying to kind of do a little bit of a split of the circle there with the Saints defenders. And Davis was clever to use the balk again just to get that half step moving so that it went in the way of the Pigeons. And Allen makes no doubt 16 goals to 8 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Those scores that you read out, that's great, and so great for the competition. I think that the competition is so even in so many ways this year. It's really great to see. And yeah, we weren't sure how that Panthers and North Albury makeup would go, whether they'd have the defensive height really
I reckon Georgia might have pulled out then. She didn't want to hurt her sister. As Laura, maybe not that one there, she went that time, and they're having a bit of a smile, and Laura just gave her a little hip back there as Yarrow take it into the circle. Sarah Moore has a shot and misses, and Hanrahan coming down with the rebound. So Myrtleford with the opportunity to drive it, wanting to go long, but being held up here by some Yarrawonga arms. So Way, really patient, providing lots of backup. Sage Bros, great double play with Piazza, works it into the circle. Fumble there, which just cost them a little bit, but they still have possession through Bros. But no, the umpire says Davis weren't the intercept there. So Symes feeds the ball to Leslie, and Yarrawonga with the opportunity to turn it back here through Davis.
Both teams just transitioning the ball so well, considering there is such pressure defence. They're just working tirelessly to
I reckon
get that
this
quick
is
release.
Some of the best transition that we've seen all season between these teams today.
And Botter, they're having to look back. Lespina right in that mid-court, gives off to Bros a little pass. She's looking for someone. Davis's arms nearly got in the way, and they're having to set the reset, but an obstruction call first. So Lespina right at the top of the circle with the ball, just setting the penalty. Leslie on her toes, working the space between Piazza and Botter and causing the mismatch there in communication. So Leslie, Symes and Ryan bring this ball down.
And wanting to go long, but having no one there. So all Myrtleford arms, they've forced Yarrow to go back, but more coming through. Double play to Davis, forced
Clever.
to go over the top to Kennedy.
It's nearly like a footy dummy then that
it was,
Moore
wasn't it?
did, and Way and Moore trying to defend the shot, but the shot is good. 17 goals, plays 8 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Second quarter action, thanks always to Cavalier Holmes. Hanrahan not giving an inch there to Allen. Allen will drop back into this goal circle, so it'll be a 2-on-1 in favour of the Pigeons in their attacking circle. Davis sets the penalty at the top of the goal third. Ball into Allen on the baseline, steadies herself. Hanrahan with the defence, but Allen really on song with her shooting so far this afternoon.
Yeah, she sure is. As Bros finds Botter off the line. Great hands by Lespina. And it's so great to see Liv back, finding that form that she had before she hurt herself. She's looking fit and, you know, really looks like she's enjoying being in the Myrtleford colours and playing with these girls. It's great.
Moving really well, and again, just the hands of Myrtleford getting, causing the turnover, but then Piazza getting one back, so she'll be loving that, and such a great defender is Piazza, that she has that ability. But again, her toe just over the line. Symes and Ryan teaming up there to get the turnover. Again, a Myrtleford hand in the road. That great defence, everyone calling through, and the arms up call, and the mistake is made. Laura Davis won't be happy with that on the sideline. It'll be Georgia Ryan for the Saints to have the throw-in just inside this centre third. Bros gives off to Hanrahan. Long ball to Way. Great outlet. And again, Way to Piazza. A great long ball. The held ball call. Great work from Hannah Symes there to not creep in with her feet. She had the arms in the way. Davis to Ryan straight down that centre channel. Ryan gives off to Kennedy. To Tina Way coming through, well-read, coming around the body, and probably more just a little bit stagnant on that receive. There was no other options though. Sage Bros giving it off to Lespina. Barking instructions. Lespina.
Telling Piazza to get under that post with all sorts of authority, and unfortunately they've made the turnover. So Yarrawonga will the opportunity. They're very close to this sideline. There's lots of lines on this court, so it can be a little bit deceiving and disorientating, and teams can get caught stuck on a sideline. But Yarrawonga through Allen found Kennedy, the top of the circle through Kennedy.
Space really strong at the top of the circle, really demanding that's where the space was. And Allen, she misses from really close range, and so Hanrahan disappointed there. Just drops the possession over the baseline, so more directly under the post. Gives off to Kennedy. Great defence from Georgia Ryan, having a stab at that ball, and an offside call. Gives the pass again to the Pigeons. High ball goes in. Heavy defence there from Hanrahan. They match really well, Allen and Hanrahan.
Don't they?
And
there was just enough height and space on that for Maddie to draw that contact. Had that been a low ball, you know, that would have allowed Soph to get around and get hands to it and made more of a contest. But I think she just waited that enough, as we see Sophie Hanrahan take a beautiful intercept there.
And I think Sarah Moore just got angry at herself for delivering that pass. Tina Way in goal defence for the Saints, giving it off. Bros centering ball, finding the position again, and the contact call coming off. That's been a real battle in those centres, Davis and Bros. They match each other for their intensity, their speed, their athleticism. It's so great to see. Quick hands from Sage Bros to Botter. And Sally Botter, we mentioned her in pre-game. She just quietly goes about and finds that space and pops out when needed. And Piazza with the rebound and the goal. So we're back to 10, 19 goals, plays 9 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard.
So Lespina quick off the line. Looks to go over to Bros. She has to balance up and finds Piazza moving into some space. And a quick reply there from Myrtleford off their own centre pass. So they move to, I think they're moved to 11 goals, trailing Yarrawonga 19. And Sarah Moore looks to go over to Maddie Allen, but she just kind of got caught under the post there. And so the ball's over the back line, and it'll be a Myrtleford throw-in. So looking to get 3 in a row here if they can score off this. So finds Sage Bros long. She goes to Botter, who finds Lespina long. This has been a nice transition as she finds Bros on the circle edge, and Botter presents front. She looks for the refeed, receives it back, and is going to take the shot at goal. And it sinks it. So that takes them to 11, trailing Yarrawonga 19.
Leslie and Piazza, I think, have gotten quite close to each other as that ball's come through unintentionally. Kylie Leslie taking a few deep breaths, maybe a knock to the nose. Laura Ryan hands over pressure to Lespina. And the Saints back within 8, 19 goals to 11. If they can connect this, it will be 4 on the trot for them. And Botter trying to find that space. Symes coming through on the baseline. Two-handed take, but a contact call first, or possession call first, to Piazza. And it reefs out. Leslie with the little tip goes to the baseline to Piazza, and I think probably thinking about where she was going to pass it before she had gained possession. So Symes to Leslie. Contact call. Ryan gives off to Davis, to Kennedy. Falcon to Tilly Kennedy. Manages to gain possession. lots of instructions happening at both ends from many players. It's great to see Davis gives off to Kennedy deep in the pocket. Moore showing her where she wants
and Wade
it.
desperately trying to get that ball. She's on her hands and knees, but not able to draw the ball in as Moore finds Allen, and she makes no mistake. So Pigeons able to extend it again, so they move to 20, leading Myrtleford 11 on the McRae Motors scoreboard. The clock's ticking here in this second quarter as Allen comes through the top of the circle. She finds Kennedy, and she looks to go over to Moore, who's in a 2-on-1 under the post, and she's able to draw a Yarrawonga throw-in on the baseline.
And so Hanrahan and Tina Way finding each other very close, but Kylie Leslie here calling time. We'll see M. Larissy come into the goal defence position for the Pigeons. Must have been a bit of a hefty knock. I think she's looking for some first aid assistance. Larissy, I think they're just checking that there's no blood on the bib as she comes through. So I think it was maybe an elbow to the nose. Moore just taking the time out, making sure that their players are right, and Larissy is ready to go. So Pigeons with possession.
And Tina Way, a great cover there. She saw it was going to go to Kennedy, looked to cover the first pass.
And to Allen. It's been on song so far this afternoon. Notches up the 21st goal for the Pigeons. 21 plays, 11, 10 goal deficit. Lead in the way of the Pigeons. Bros finds Lespina deep in the opposite pocket, and a great
beautiful
ball
pass
over the hands and reach of Larissy, and a great goal from Piazza, great goal from the Saints, back to 12 goals to 21 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Kennedy cross court to Larissy, down to Moore, and there's a contact call in the centre third. Georgia Ryan stepping out of play against sister Laura Ryan. Tilly Kennedy, top of the circle feed to Moore, who turns and puts up a really smooth shot. 22 goals to 12 here. Great centre pass
Beautiful
from the Saints.
pass
Great
Bros.
release from Bros to Botter. Those two have played so much netball together over the years. Piazza looks for the refeed and switches with Botter coming through, finding that space in front of both defenders. And a quick reply from the Saints. They'll need a few of those and a few turnovers to really creep into this deficit. Davis gives off to Moore just inside the third line. Clever ball.
Great drive by Kennedy, really strong there.
And played on without the reset. Clever from Kennedy into Moore, and a quick reply from the Pigeons. The Saints here. Burrows with the centre, gives off to Botter again. She's really finding a little space on that line the last few centre passes. Piazza, great work to keep that ball in off the baseline. A longer range shot from her just falls short, and Larissy with her first touch off that defensive goal there with the rebound. Kennedy just in front of us, gives off to Moore, and quick hands back to Kennedy. The work.
And well weighted, just waited for Way to go up before she released that ball into Moore, into the space behind Way. So just Yarrawonga's ball release and passing today has probably just been that touch better, I would say. And that, I think, is why they probably have that 11-goal lead that they have. Having said that, commentators curse.
Yep. Just
so Hanrahan with a beautiful intercept. Yep.
And the ball was actually pinpoint perfect, but Hanrahan read it like a book, and Hannah Simon the replica at the other end. But the possession call instead of a throw-in on that baseline. Larissy gives off to Ryan, and the outlet pass to Moore has them down their own end in 3 passes. They've slowed it up here now. Kennedy to Davis, and Allen at the top of the circle. But a great contest there from Hanrahan, just getting 2 hands to ball, trying to find that front position. And the Saints reply. 3 passes, and they're in there attacking third. Lespina, great speed across the circle, finds Piazza at the top. High ball from her over the defensive hands of Larissy, and again just out over the baseline. So Symes transitioning well to Ryan.
And that's something they've done all day. Symes to Ryan, back to Symes, and then down the court, haven't they?
Great effort there for the ball. Contact call, Kennedy, and great hands from Sage Bros. Certainly hasn't missed anything from those couple of weeks out. Has Sage Bros. Great great attention, and the hooter goes for half-time. So an 11-goal lead here to the Pigeons, 24 plays 13. That's been O&M Live Netball. On an O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. Thanks to McRae Motors. I'm Ree Harris. Joining me in commentaries, Tamara Matthews. Half-time at the McNamara Reserve sees the visitors in the Yarrawonga Pigeons with the 11-goal lead, 24 playing Myrtleford 13. Probably not the deficit that we were expecting to see at half-time, and the ball has gone end-to-end so many times. But the Pigeons have just been able to capitalise on their mistakes a little bit better than the Saints have so far.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said in commentary, I feel like probably Yarrawonga have hit their targets a little bit cleaner through the game. There's been fumbles from both sides because I think the defensive pressure from both sides has been high, but I think probably a little bit more so from Myrtleford, particularly in that goal circle, and Yarrawonga have been able to, as you said, sort of make the most of their opportunities at this stage of the game. But seeing some changes, so be interesting to see what this quarter brings. I can see Yarrawonga have swapped Sarah Moore and Maddie Allen, so there'll be a change there. Em Larris is staying in that goal defence position with Leslie off. So,
and it looks like actually Tilly Kennedy's gone to centre, which will swing Davis into wing attack. And for the Saints, we can also see Sage Bros coming into goal attack, a move we've seen the Saints do, which brings Evie Hughes, the youngster, on into centre, and looking forward to seeing her match it with Tilly Kennedy, two youngsters up against each other. And it's great to see, and I mean, credit to Panthers last week. They were able to close back a deficit similar to this at halftime. So we'll see what the Saints can do. And both teams come out to take the court for this second half action. Our third quarter being brought to you today by McRae Motors. And in the other games, Tam, how are we looking?
In the other games, we've got Albury a strong lead over Rovers, 34-17. Lavington have jumped out to a 10-goal lead over North Albury, 29-19. And Raiders are leading Wangaratta 19 goals to 18. So there's a cracking game going on at the Raiders as well. So
great
watch
feed
this
there
space.
from Sophie Hanrahan in goal defence. So Tina Way and Hanrahan have swapped as well. Not surprising with the positional change from Moore and Allen, and Myrtleford with their first centre and first goal. Evie Hughes and Hanrahan again running through. Contact call.
Ex-teammates, ex-defending teammates. Larissy contacting Hanrahan. So used to be on the same team, but against each other today.
Ryan gives off to Hughes. Bros in goal attack. Great defence there from Kennedy, keeping Lespina very busy right into the pocket where the ball couldn't go. And the high ball from Hughes into Piazza. She takes a little breath and notches another quick goal for the Saints. So 15 goals, plays 24 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Lespina, high ball. Clever into Piazza, falling into the space, and short shot from her, two-handed rebound from Hannah Symes puts the possession to the Pigeons, and the long ball outlet to Ryan.
Great drive by Larry, beautiful through the centre court there.
And a little bit of a different lineup for the Pigeons too. We've tended to see Larissy come on in wing defence, particularly in the second or third quarter. So goal defence isn't a position that's unfamiliar to her, but maybe a little bit less familiar within this team. So we might see it develop as this game goes on, that connection with Symes.
And we've tended to see Laura Ryan go to that centre position, but today Kennedy's got the opportunity, so that's great as well. And how lucky for them that they have those options up their sleeve. As Yarrawonga pop another goal in, and it's a Yarrawonga centre, so Davis off the line finds Moore coming out. She goes to Kennedy at the top and finds Allen on the baseline. So Yarrawonga respond, but can't make it count. So Myrtleford with the opportunity off the baseline. Georgia Ryan, she finds Evie Hughes. Great ball release to Hanrahan.
Great release from Evie Hughes. She plays well above her age, Evie Hughes, and already just getting that ball and making the pass really good.
And when you've got a Sophie Hanrahan driving through that mid-court, why wouldn't you release it with confidence either?
And Bros in goal attack, kind of a bit like Moore, just doing that extra mid-court role, but with the ability to fall into the circle.
And I think that's, I mean, I like her in that goal attack, and I like her in that wing attack position. I think she can play a lot more of that sort of setting up role, and perhaps that she can in centre, as she looks to get an intercept there, but the umpire doesn't reward that. So Hannah Symes finds Laura Ryan, she finds Kennedy. Moore has it in the circle, goes out to Davis, finds Moore again. So she'll take the shot for the Pigeons and makes no mistake with a beautiful goal. So Yarrawonga moved to 26, I think it is, on the scoreboard in the corner, leading Myrtleford 15 on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
Lespina, great eyes to Bros, and Bros quick pass to Piazza. Obstruction call. Piazza nets one back to 10-16, plays 26 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. 3 minutes and 20 seconds played here in this third quarter. Kennedy gives off to Davis all alone on the top of the circle. A quick double play back to Kennedy.
Hanrahan came floating.
Opened up, so the split circle. Way's gone body on body to Allen, and Hanrahan just floating in the space in front. They've gone one-on-one now, Way and Moore. No love lost between those two. Moore, though, with another beautiful shot, just turning and shooting. Moore. Evie Hughes here with the centre pass for the Saints. Gives off to Bros. Great release from her on that centre pass. Gives off again to Hanrahan. The reset to teammates. Lespina, and just a little bit too much on it. Miscommunication there. So Symes in goalkeeper gives off to Ryan. The outlet ball, not as long as the Pigeons probably would have liked, but happy to play around with it. And Davis, great body there to find centre court. A little bit too much and on the wrong angle there. So mistake from the Pigeons. Gives the Saints the opportunity to bring it back. Hughes gives off to Ryan. Bros with a lot of space, but Davis covering. Lespina now gives off the double play to Bros and quick hands to Piazza. That's a really nice quick play from that centre third to the goal and ending in a beautiful goal.
Smart
from
little
the Saints.
play by Lespina. She didn't have to overplay that last pass. She just had to pop it into that space for Piazza to move on to. Was Yarrawonga, beautiful
same
ball.
kind of movement and opts for the pass into Allen. There's a falling contact.
And
the umpires deemed Yarrawonga possession. Hanrahan.
Not sure Hanrahan agrees. Judging by the look on her face.
Rebound there. So Hanrahan with the transitional play gives off to Lespina. Hannah Symes doing the work there to make sure the ball couldn't get in front of Piazza in this instance. She's calling for it on the baseline, but Lespina opts to hold on to it for an extra second and it falls just on the baseline. So Symes and Larissy teaming up there for that rebound. Kennedy waiting the extra second to release that ball to Ryan, and the Pigeons, just that speed and accuracy with releasing the pass in that passage of play was great. But well done to Tina Way. Got the elevation, got the hand on that. Moore was able to gain possession.
Look to find between the two and couldn't get to that. What Hannah Symes does really well there, she stopped that first ball, that front ball to Piazza, but she also then had her in a position that Piazza couldn't roll off into that back space. So that really limited any more passes to her as Myrtleford looked to go forward. Lespina.
And the contest
front ball
again,
to
great
Piazza.
contest from
She's
Symes.
able to pull it down, and Sage Bros draws the penalty. Contact at the top of the circle.
Larissy, great work from her to keep Piazza out of that goal circle there, and a contact on the rebound.
Great outlet ball from Symes, finds Laura Ryan long. She gives and goes, finds Larissy through Kennedy. They opt to go back to line to reset, and Allen comes through the top with a long drive on this circle edge, just trying to find a shooter. So the Myrtleford defenders
really quick.
They're doing a really good job. Sophie Hanrahan and Tina Way of just congesting that circle and stopping that quick ball in as Davis has it in the pocket and eventually finds Moore coming forward. The ball pops in for Yarrawonga Pigeons. So they move to 28, leading Myrtleford 17 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
About 7 minutes played on the Cavalier Homes clock. Lespina looking high for Hughes on the other side. Quick release to Bros, who gives off to Piazza.
So Myrtleford, Lespina with the ball and a hell ball cord. So Yarrawonga with the opportunity to take it back. Symes again with that great outlet ball to Ryan. They certainly look for each other on that, and hands over. So Myrtleford able to turn it back and will go forward again. So Hughes in the pocket finds Bros, and Bros should step up and take that shot. Oh, she opts for the refeed and takes it this time and sinks it. It'd be good to see her taking a few more shots because they're going to look for those little passes to Piazza, I think. Probably needs to turn and shoot some of those as she does. So 28 leads 18. It's a Yarrawonga centre. Davis, smart little bounce pass to Moore and a great refeed out to Kennedy, gets her under the post. So they respond with a very, very quick goal, leading by 11 goals here.
Lespina looking back to Hanrahan, and great cover from all Pigeons players then. They had every man covered and the Saints were trying to find the opening, but the hands of the Pigeons force the turnover. They make it end to end. Moore can't quite connect. It'll be a Saints throw-in on the baseline. Ryan and Hanrahan both releasing, splitting. Sage Bros coming through with the space down the centre.
Beautiful release into that running
and great
space.
Drive.
Yeah.
The ball rolling through into the space in front of Piazza. And a great goal from her. So a great reply from the Saints puts them back to 10 with the, not with the centre pass to come, my apologies. Kennedy gives off to Allen. Davis back to Ryan. Kennedy centering ball to Moore, top of the circle. And a pass on the baseline to Allen coming through. goal from her. Back to 11, 30 goals, plays 19 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Again, Myrtleford, quick release of their centre pass. Good work from Hughes to find the space. And it opens up to Piazza just on that last second. Great jump from Larissy and the rejection. Great pull in from Lespina though. And Piazza will have another go and can't
And a nice tip
drop.
by Larissy, able to tap it to Symes, and they're coming down with the rebound. So Larissy is really coming to this game and doing some great stuff. It's really good to see.
Davis.
Ryan, the little juggle, able to
and I think Alan
away
kind
with
of
it.
just took a little breath there. I think she thought that might have been a replay call. It wasn't. Instead, it's a contact call inside the circle. Moore putting up a lovely goal. So 31 plays 19, 12 goals, the most it has been so far today. Third quarter action thanks to McRae Motors. Allen out in goal attack, gives back to Larissy. Davis, Georgia Ryan coming through, disappointed there, thought she got the hand on it and coming through. The contact call coming first. Moore stepping up the penalty. And a smooth shot from her, but it just rebounds out, and Hanrahan coming through with the goods. So Way gives off to Hughes, long ball again to Hanrahan. Great job getting Laura Ryan to take the jump and just having that clear vision. Lespina asking for the double play. Clever from Piazza. Sage Bros, little bit off balance, but managing to get the goal there. Back to 11, 31 plays 20 here. Symes, she read that, but the penalty has come first in the centre third. A breaking call, which is a bit disappointing for the Saints because they had real momentum for that centre pass. Allen and Hanrahan really contesting every ball down in that attacking third. Allen, opportunity for her and is good. 32 goals, plays 20 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
Davis quick off that line, that front position, finds Moore coming out of the circle. Goes back to the line, so they're prepared to work it and wait for someone to open up. And a penalty called allows Kennedy to receive it on circle edge. She goes to Davis. It's a great contest between Davis and Hughes, and Moore on the baseline, well within her range, and she puts it away. So Yarrawonga continue just to chip away. Hughes for Myrtleford finds Bros off the line. Great drive by Lespina and ball release to Piazza under the post. Much better play by Myrtleford. A nice quick reply by them. Keeps them in touch, so they go to 21, trailing Yarrawonga Pigeons 33 on the Cavalier Homes. Not long to go, Reed.
Yeah, just under 12 minutes played here on the Cavalier Homes clock. Sophie Hanrahan doing all she can to keep Myrtleford back in the game. And I was just thinking the Pigeons were really disappointed with the end of last week's game, that they didn't keep the lead that they had. So for them to just keep pushing this out a little bit, that's what Coach Laura Irvine will have asked for them, was if they get a lead, just to keep pushing it out and not letting the Saints back in.
And a breaking call made there against Myrtleford. So a couple of errors like that have cost them today. And look, there's certainly things that are within their control, and they'll go away, they'll be disappointed with those sorts of things, but they're not things that can't be fixed. That's the sort of stuff that they have control over. So they're coach killers, but there certainly things that they can improve on.
Pigeons very much looking in control in the later part of this third quarter. 14 goals now, the lead. 35 plays 21 at the McNamara Reserve. Kennedy and Davis playing the ball around to Moore. Back to Kennedy. Hanrahan, she's in everything with the fingertips with Ryan. They just can't get two hands on it. And Davis and Moore, quick release. The contact outside of the court slows up play again for the Pigeons. Taking a second breath here will be Maddie Allen before she puts up a penalty goal, which falls short, and it's reset for moving off. So Allen will get another bite at the cherry, which she makes no mistake with. A great goal from Maddie Allen, keeping in touch. So 36 plays 21. Hughes release to Lespina.
Bullet pass by Ryan. Finds Evie Hughes up the top, and a beautiful pass to Bros. Evie Hughes releases the ball with huge amount of confidence for a young player, which is so great to see.
Lespina
chases that ball down.
Great work from her, and Symes clever, and Piazza, they're just really contesting under that circle, and the ball just can't drop today as Allen gives off to Davis. Moore on the sideline. Quick reset to Davis and turns and bombs another one. So he's 37, plays 21, 16 goals the lead here, the biggest margin it has been so far today. Well done to Sage Bros. Great defence on the centre pass. Lespina asking for Piazza to do the double play and then the layup. And
she was on that post.
And disappointing because pass from the Saints. Again, just the defensive pressure of the Pigeons forcing the error. Davis giving off to Allen, resetting again, and the refeed comes over. But doesn't make any mistake is Maddie Allen, 38, plays 21 here. Evie Hughes with the centre pass. Bros gives off to Piazza, and the siren sounds for three-quarter time. The lead here, 17 goals, 38, plays 21 on O&M Live Netball. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. Thanks to McRae Motors, fourth quarter action at the McNamara Reserve is underway, and we can see some changes made, critical changes by the Saints. Beck Piazza, traditionally in-goal shooter, known to be a defender, and Soph Hanrahan have swapped ends. So from goalkeeper, goal defence, Soph Hanrahan has gone into goal shooter, which when she joined the Ovens and Murray competition, Hanrahan was traditionally a shooter for the Roos.
One of first Tony Wilson shooting, I believe.
Yeah, and her and I have had a few conversations about that, because through her development as that kind of 14, 15 years, we had a bit to do with each other through the academy, and she was in the shooting range there. Sally Botter's taken the court again in goal attack. Bros back into centre. Evie Hughes into wing defence, and Way coming back out into goal defence. For the Pigeons, just the one change in Kylie Leslie regaining the court into goal defence and more. First goal for her for this fourth and final quarter, 39 plays 22 here on the Cavalier. The X-Ray Group scoreboard, my apologies, and fourth quarter action. Thanks to Martin's Aubrey, youngster Evie Hughes coming up in front there, and Hanrahan standing in front of Symes.
A nice little roll off there, and receives a beautiful pass. Looks for the quick refeed, and Botter coming through and asking for it in front.
Well done to Bros there to push Botter back, knowing that both defenders were behind and that she had plenty of space. Ryan coming through to Davis in wing attack. Kennedy, great drive from her, and I don't know how more and a little cuddle between Piazza.
These guys getting up close and personal.
A little bit of sweat, and Allen sinking a goal there for the Pigeons. So my apologies, 39 plays 22 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Scores in the other games tomorrow, Matthews?
Yeah, look, Aubrey have gone out to a pretty good lead there. 56 leading the Rovers, 31 Lavington.
Oh, Piazza read that a little bit too much. Sorry, Tam, to interrupt you. And Myrtleford with possession on the baseline.
Yeah, look, Lavington 41 leading North Albury 34. So North Albury still within that game and look like trying to make a bit of a comeback. And the Raiders leading, trailing Wangaratta by 3, 23 plays 26 in that game, so that's certainly not over either. So there's some great games going on
from her, coming through behind more, but getting the 2-game possession, and the Saints just making an error there, and over a third call with the ball, and Liv Lespina looking a little bit confused as to what it was for, and frustration starting to set in. But you can see why Piazza's been put into that goalkeeper position already. Her agility and her ability to get up for those balls, her hands just getting in the way, but Way getting her hands so she wasn't called from the contact. Piazza trying to gain possession, but Maddie Allen nice and strong. Interestingly, with that Wang and Raiders matchup, Em Stewart and Hannah Grady at Interleague training during the week played on each other, so probably on each other again today. So it might have been a good little precursor for them on Tuesday night.
Yeah, and look, Brooke Price also coming up against her old club in Raiders. So look, she would be wanting to perform well against them, I'm sure, and likewise Raiders wanting to perform well against Brooke. Yeah, so
a held ball call, well done from the Saints. That's the change that they want to make, just to try and break this deficit. And we were talking off air in that three-quarter break that the Saints have really had nearly as much possession as the Pigeons. It's just been their way to capitalise on those turnovers. They've probably just half a second on the pass, or put the pass a little bit too far out in front. Things that these new combinations, it takes a little bit of time to build, as Sophie Hanrahan nets a nice goal for the Saints. But as well, we were saying, this is probably one of their tougher games that they've had over the last few weeks. They've had some really, really big wins, but probably haven't had the contest.
Yeah, I agree, Rhea. I think this has been their biggest challenge to date, this game, and certainly will give them a sense of sort of where they're at, and some, you learn a lot more from a loss than you do a win, and they'll be able to take a lot out of this game. Obviously, Yarrawonga, the benchmark of the competition, and they'll be able to sit back and analyse it and look at where they need to work. But yeah, I think they've certainly been in this game and shown some wonderful passages of play, and I think it's just probably just some of the polish and the timing, and the passing that's probably let them down, but certainly things that definitely they will improve on and work on, and that will come with more games and with time.
And it is only round 6. There's plenty of
That's
netball
right.
to be played in this
And
2023 season.
Absolutely. So they'll come off
Leslie coming through
after the bye.
Possession.
Yeah, after the bye they have North, then they have Wangaratta and then Raiders. So that Wang and then Raiders, those 2 games in a row will be, after North Albury. Those 3 games in a row will be really, really good for them.
Absolutely, as the Pigeons well in control in this match. 42 goals to 24 here. Tilly Kennedy in centre. She's been really consistent for the Pigeons today. Probably one of the better 4 quarters I've seen her put together over the last few times that we've seen them with Alan. A quick goal from the Pigeons.
Yeah, I think so. Look, I think she's really been building. We saw last week she had a much better game, started a lot more confidently, and then today she's had a great game. And I think also that's also her learning how to play with Laura Davis. That's a new combination. She hasn't really played with Laura before, so understanding where Laura's going to run and where her role is in that attacking end. So, that all takes time as well. So,
Way really read the play from Moore there, but it just dropped into the hands of Alan, and it's one of those things where the things are just going your way. They all go your way.
Exactly.
As Hanrahan coming out, really hasn't missed a beat down in that goal shooter position, finding plenty of space, making Hannah Symes in goalkeeper really having to work, and happy to turn and shoot too.
She's really making a play for that 3rd Tony Wilson medal, isn't she, Sophie? Throwing herself into goals, looking for a bit of the...
Davis, clever from Way.
Looking for a bit of the glamour.
We talked about the connection between Davis and Kennedy as a new connection, and similarly, they play that wing attack role very different, and as all players do. So it's really interesting to see how the tempo of the game matches those changes. Likewise with Allen and Moore in goal shooter and goal attack as the Pigeons notch up another one. Lespina has been great for the Saints all day today, just really providing a lot of drive, and again, not looking like someone that's come back from a really serious injury. I think Tina Way's been fantastic for the Saints, really tried and hustled her way through. So great things coming for the Saints as they notch another goal, 27 they're on, 46 to the Pigeons as Moore opts for the reset to Ryan, ever patient and consistent. Hughes with the great hands over. She's certainly one to watch for this competition in the future. Yeah,
isn't she, Ever? And I think it's really exciting that she's getting this opportunity, and I'd like to see her on the court as much as possible. I think the confidence with which she releases the ball and drives is outstanding for a young player coming up. But I think talking before about Tilly Kennedy and Laura Davis, the interesting thing there is that often your wing attack is your dominant player and your centre then tends to read off them. But I think when Tilly's in wing attack and Laura's in centre, Laura tends to be a more dominant player. So I think that's been an adjustment for Tilly too, that she probably has to be read off Laura as we see a beautiful feed from Laura Davis.
Centre third from Laura Ryan.
The other Laura.
So one a quarter we say for those ones, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hanrahan and Symes getting very close to each other down in that attacking circle for the Saints, and Soph with the little drop pass into Botter. Ball short, and Symes with the rebound outlet to Kennedy, and Ryan quick to the drive to Davis. Allen coming through the centre. Moore 2-on-1, turns for the long shot, and it's short. I think with a lead like this, she can afford to really just turn and shoot.
And you can see the court really opening up here, the game getting into the later stages and both sides sort of backing the defensive efforts off. So it's opening the court up, and we're seeing some long balls and some long drives happen here today. As Botter puts up a beautiful long shot, but time is called. Laura Davis going off, and we're seeing Georgie Hempel come into the wing attack position. This is great to see. Georgie has come out of 17s this year. She's in the Yarrawonga B grade side and has been on the A grade bench. And it's
quite a few times.
Yeah, most weeks. So it's great to see her have an opportunity
again
coming onto the court in the late stages. Georgie played for the Ovens and Murray 17 side last year. She's a great player, plays a lot of intensity, really high work ethic.
And great to see all these 17s players getting that opportunity to come through. We mentioned in pre-game Molly Murray of the Rovers being the April rising star coming up from 17s.
Oh, and Tina Way with a wonderful
Tina Way, she's been great for the Saints today. On to Lespina, to Hanrahan. And just putting a chink in this deficit. They're up to 30. 48 plays 30 here. Bros with the centre, gives off to Lespina. Looks for the long ball, and the contest is there, but a contact. Hanrahan holding strong, dropping another goal in. It's back to 17. 48 plays 31. Late stages of this round 6 clash. The Pigeons have it all going their way. Evie Hughes doing her best to keep Georgie Hemphill off that centre pass, but she gains possession and asks for the double play. Maddie Allen standing still. Piazza had the chance, but opted to pull out.
So Georgie and Evie probably know each other from 17s, which is
oh, and a little bit too much on that. And Moore and Way arguing over who's going to go and collect
You get it, no, you get
ball.
it. No, you get it.
As Piazza gives off the long ball.
Yes,
and again, just one of those
looking
mistakes.
at the girls down here, we've got more Piazza and Way. There's a fair bit of
netball played there.
Netball between those three, isn't there?
And great to see they're all just still dominating in their respective positions. Bros, great defence from the Saints. Late in this fourth quarter, Laura Ryan was hustling to get that, and Botta, great long ball.
What a ball. Finds Sophie Hanrahan over the back. She can't make it sink, but is able to pull the rebound in and finish off with a nice goal. So,
couple of quick goals to the Saints here late, and congratulating the defensive effort there. So the positivity still running through from the Saints, and I think there's a lot to be positive about in this contest. It's just those critical mistakes, those mistakes that haven't been converted.
Yep.
Bros, Leslie trying to get her hands on it, and it went so quick I don't think anyone knew who that was to. The Saints will have possession on the baseline. Botta to Lespina, into Hanrahan, and Leslie
up, and she's
coming through.
It looks like she's trying to stay upright.
She still looks a little bit ginger from
does,
that knock. I think she's probably happy that the Pigeons have done the hard work through this game, so they've got the lead that they do. Great hands over from Bros, timed that.
Yeah,
into Allen and to Moore. Quick, clever hands, clever play from the Pigeons. Great get by goalkeeper Hannah Symes. Takes the Pigeons back out by 17.
And the umpire's called a break, I think it was, off the line there. So Georgie Hemphill just super keen. Oh, and she nearly gets the ball back, and she does. So great work there. She broke, but she worked really hard to turn that ball back, and that's what you want to see from a young player. So Yarrawonga with the ball on circle edge, waiting for the space to open up, and she finds more. She steps.
Yeah, just nice and calm, and Roz gives off the ball again, but in the wrong position to where the body was. So the Pigeons will get us underway here. Dying moments of this fourth quarter, round 6 action at the McNamara Reserve. The Pigeons really pushing out the play as Laura Ryan transitions to Hemphill. Piazza coming through, and Hemphill standing up nice and strong. She's made a real smooth impact onto this A-grade court. Really stood up nice and strong. Hughes standing out of play in wing defence, and Piazza also out of play. The 2-on-1. Moore turns and shoots, and it's short. Comes back to Way, pushes it back out, but out of court first. So the Pigeons, the opportunity to extend this lead one more.
And Rhea, I reckon these girls will be feeling it by this stage of the game. It's warm here today, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful day, but it is warm. And they are going to be feeling it after the last couple of weeks where it's been a bit cooler.
And it'll be interesting. I don't think that last goal was counted. So it was counted. A 21-goal win to the Pigeons, 53 plays 32, as Tam Matthews goes to get our player of the day for today. As always, a big thank you to our sponsors, our major sponsor, McRae Motors, Cavalier Homes, 777 Automotive, Martin's Travel Group Albury, and the X-Ray Group. We appreciate your support this week and every week. Next week, the broadcast will switch modes to Interleague, where the Ovens and Murray Opens Interleague team will take on the Goulburn Valley Interleague team, as Tam Matthews gets our player of the day for today. Maddie Allen of the Yarrawonga Pigeons, our player of the day. Now, hopefully, this works today. Mads, player of the day, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Oh, it's a bit warm out there.
Oh, we were just saying we reckon you'd be feeling the heat today.
Yeah, 2 layers of sunscreen.
And 2 hair ties.
Yes.
Well, we did wonder, did you go the double duty hair tie today?
Larissy, first thing she saw, she got me, Mads, I had 2 hair ties. And I was like, perfect.
And no mid-quarter hairdo changes.
It was knocked really hard at the start and I saved it. So
Excellent. What a fantastic win today. What was Laura Irvine's message pre-game?
Oh, well, Laura's first message is always have fun. And I think we just cherish the ball a little bit. So we, at the end of the game last week, we were rushing and not making sure we, particularly in attack, were getting the ball onto the circle before feeding it. So I think actually internally the players, we kind of came to that conclusion, and that was our goal today, to try to not do the bomb so much. And we just remind each other on court, and nothing's taken personally, and we just kept doing that today, and I think that's what we just kept pegging ahead.
And we would agree with that. And Myrtleford certainly kept pushing you guys, and we said they probably had an equal amount of the ball. It was just the capitalisations that you guys made. How are you finding mixing up playing out at goal attack and goal shooter?
I like it. I was a bit nervous to go back and play goal shooter at the start of the year because I just think sometimes my frame's not strong enough for it, but I'm getting better, and then it's nice to get out and goal attack, but I think the lungs have worked a bit harder out.
Yeah. And you have the great ability to be able to come off and when you're in shooter and come out and play that athletic role, but actually hold the space beautifully when you're back under the post and get that defender behind you. And obviously you have some wonderful feeders where they just know where to put the ball. You had obviously Soph Hanrahan on you today. We know what a wonderful defender she is. Did you guys talk about how to play on her, what you need to do to try and either, I guess, eliminate her from the game or eliminate her influence in the game?
Yeah, so obviously fabulous and incredibly athletic. So we do try to put a lot of fakes in, and also just try and draw away or make her accountable pretty much, because if you just let her play a game, she'll come out and hunt everything. Yep. So yeah, just a few fakes and just resetting the ball as well. I think that's what helped us today.
Awesome.
Feeders are fabulous.
Yeah, it helps. Well, Maddie Allen, our player of the day today, congratulations and good luck next weekend in the Interleague match.
Yes.
We look forward to seeing you stand up beside some of the players that you were playing against today, which is always nice. Well, thank you, Mads. Great job.
Thank you both. I'll see you next week.
Well done, Maddie.
Tamara Matthews, that has been an absolute corker of a game. Particularly, I think it was the first half really set it up for the Pigeons. Their first quarter, again, pretty effortless, but the Saints have a lot of positives. I don't think the score really reflected what they had on court.
No, I think, look, for Yarrawonga, I think probably their best four-quarter effort so far this year. We saw obviously a great 3 quarters last week, but I think the way they were able to finish it off today was much better. Yarrawonga, Myrtleford kept coming at them, but they were able just to continue to go up another level each time. We saw some changes made. They didn't lose anything from those. So they have that up their sleeve, which is really exciting for them. For Myrtleford, you know, we talked about they weren't far off the mark. You know, there was just some really simple errors that were made, things that are absolutely within their control to be able to fix and to adjust. Just some simple timing, some ball placement and ball handling skills. But, you know, they're a very new side. I think today was really their first test, and they will take a lot out of today's game, be able to sit back, look at the vision from today and be able to prepare and go forward into some of their tough matches coming up.
Absolutely. This round 6 action has concluded. Next week it takes on the Goulburn Valley will take on the Ovens and Murray Open team, and you'll be joined in commentary by Liv Lespina,
Yes,
which is
I will.
exciting, and
Yeah.
we're looking forward to that, and a couple of players on court today will be involved, so that is fantastic. As always, Tam, thank you. Thanks, Trav, for your work today, and a happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there for tomorrow. This is O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery!
I can actually drive!
Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.